the next hour just to discover this beautiful brand, Stemulation, that Spa Care Group has had the pleasure to bring on board as part of our brand portfolio. And of course, very excited that we have the opportunity to be working with Linda Nelson, who is the Executive Vice President for Stemulation, and of course, she's the technical arm of the brand in terms of, working with the laboratory, with Lori Nickel, who is the founder, CEO of Stemulation. And also, obviously, Linda's working in the field just to get the brand awareness for Stemulation out to our industry. I think you're going to find this is a really, really unique brand when it comes to comparing this brand to other brands that claim to be specialties in stem cell technology. And I think from this presentation, you're going to be very enthusiastic about how this brand can not only increase profits in your spas and day spas, but also the technicity of the brand provides immediate and long-term results for your client's skin. And in comparison to other brands that are in this category, I think you're going to see that it really is the creme de la creme of stem cell technology. And of course, Linda will explain to you that this brand is obviously not only just the perfect brand to use at home for a variety of skin types and skincare conditions, but it was developed first and foremost for the spa, for the esthetician, to actually be able to provide services to our clients, not only in the medical aesthetic realm, but also just in everyday aesthetics. So it's very exciting. So I'm very pleased to introduce Linda Nelson, just a dear friend and colleague. And for those of you that don't know her, she has, what, Linda, 20-plus years, 25 years studying medical aesthetics, working in the industry, working with doctors. She really is, in my opinion, the guru of stem cell technology. So we're really pleased that she is the, I would say, spokesperson along with Lori Nickel for this brand. So go for it, Linda. And at the end of the call, by the way, those of you that would like to get in touch with Linda, I'm sure she has her information at the end, and I think all of you obviously have our Spa Care Group information and my phone number, and we can, if you haven't received samples as of yet, we're happy to send you information and samples. Or if you're at the point where you have had those samples, you're getting the information, we're happy to help you get set up as a new account. So awesome. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Melanie. And good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, depending on what part of the country you're in. Melanie, could you do me a favor, please, since I do not want to click off of my current screen, and write down the names that you see on the side panel as to who's attending for me, please?
Yeah, unfortunately, it just says call-in user and numbers.
Okay, well, we can do roll call then. I know that there are some names. We want to call out the names that you see, and then we'll ask who else is there that might want to chime in with us.
Yeah, maybe the callers can just introduce themselves, because, like I said, I don't see names.
Okay. So go ahead, try one at a time, and if we overlap, we'll do a repeat. Who's on the line with us today? I know Valerie Mayloff.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, and Nancy Young?
I'm here.
Yay, and who else is here? Have other voices We should have other voices from the okay, well, enjoy your listening, and if you do need to get a hold of us, my cell phone is 619-438-3554, and I'll repeat it again at the end of the presentation. I am so excited to be here and introduce this line to you. As most of you know, and as Melanie said, I have a background in human stem cell technology and human stem cell skincare. I most recently worked with the International Stem Cell Corporation, actually in the lab and with the bioscientists. So I was blessed to have a lot of additional knowledge and coaching in this area. I also have a background in the spa industry and especially the skincare industry of 20 years plus. So combining all that information has given me a great platform to speak to this line on. And before I get started, I want to let you know that really one of the most unique features of this particular stem cell product line is that it is, number one, it uses human-derived stem cell proteins. They come from a very ethical source. And then we have combined all the things in skincare that we've been aware of and have developed over the last 20 years in this line with the cutting-edge stem cell technology. That would be the use of alpha-hydroxy acids, specifically lactic acid, the use of antioxidants and a stabilized vitamin C formula, and also we are an aloe vera-based rather than a water-based skincare line, so we get a better delivery and obviously helps with maintaining the hydration levels in the skin. So that said, I'm going to first give you an overview of the company, of the founder of the company, and then we'll get into the science, and then lastly, we'll go over each of the products. So Stemulation Skincare, excuse me a minute, I'm having another little technical glitch. What is going on here? Okay. Stemulation skincare is what we call where science meets nature. In other words, we're using the stem cell science, which, by the way, we are the first of the stem cell skincare products to be specifically focused on the spa arena. And that is because there is no reason for concern about downtime or contraindications. So it's a very nicely, highly technical line that causes no irritation or redness on the skin and is great for all skin types. So the science piece is the stem cell proteins and growth factors that we use, and the nature would be the botanically based alpha-hydroxy acids and also the antioxidants that are used in the line. So this is considered as highly effective, it's very consumer friendly, and it's nurturing, cell-supportive active ingredients at the highest levels allowed for cosmetic use. Lori Nicole is the founder of the company. Lori's actually, her story is very, very telling. She was actually born with a deficiency of vitamin A and vitamin D. Her body just does not produce enough, and that is a cause of premature aging and other types of dermatology issues. When she was very young, her mother had her in the dermatology office because her skin was so fragile, her fingertips would crack and bleed, and even when she wore little ankle socks would actually, cut her ankles, and so she spent a lot of time in the dermatology office, and that's, of course, when they discovered this was the issue. In the day, we were always treated with UV light. Everybody believed that the ultraviolet light actually cured everything, and so they took this small child, and because we did not have the technology as far as tanning beds or providing UV in any other way, they would line a little closet with aluminum foil and place her under the UV light. Told her not to move so she wouldn't burn herself. So for a small child, this was a very traumatic situation. Later on, and as she grew up as a teenager, of course, the signs of premature aging started right away, especially in the eye area and in her hands. And she suffered the humility when a young man one day called her granny hands in front of the whole school. So needless to say, she was driven to figure something out. Prior to that, figuring out what she was going to do, she went to school and became a finance person. She got a degree in finance and became a mortgage banker and was very, very successful at that. And in 2007, 2008, when she realized that the mortgage banking business was not very secure anymore, she decided that she would take all the earnings that she had and find her passion. And she had the great fortune of working for a stem cell research lab near and affiliated with the UC Irvine campus here in Southern California. And it was there they were actually doing stem cell science to rebuild tracheas and heart valves and other types of autologous types of use of stem cells. And, of course, it branched into what can we do with stem cells to help to better reinforce and make skin stronger and make skin healthier. And that's really how she came to actually developing this skincare line. Quite a remarkable story. And there are other stories along the way as I go through the photos that you'll see in this presentation are from personal friends of Lori's. They weren't taken through a laboratory study, and so there are stories involved with each one. Of course, the science of stem cells is relatively new, especially in the skincare realm. Stem cells are our natural defense against deterioration of the body. Early in life, they're responsible for human development. Later in life, they are a repair system for the body. When we're born, of course, we have an abundance of stem cells, and the stem cells provide an abundance of these growth factors or messaging molecules that actually tell the cells what to do within our body. As we age, we have fewer and fewer stem cells. We don't need them because we're not developing anymore. And so, consequently, we have fewer of the growth factors that actually go with that. So with fewer signaling molecules, especially in the skin, because it's the last area of the body to be taken care of, we have less and less ability for the skin to repair itself. So let's get a little bit more detailed about what stem cells are. Basically, a stem cell is a single cell that can either replicate, in other words, make more of itself, or if it's in human development stages, like in embryonic stages, the messages from the growth factors and proteins tell these cells to differentiate into the various areas of the body. These are called pluripotent stem cells, and they can become any of the 220 cells in your body. So they would be the nerve cells, the blood cells, the liver cells, etc. They could become anything. These would be from an embryonic stem cell, which we do not use, and they are outlawed in the U.S. You cannot use embryos for any type of research or developing of skincare currently in the U.S. Stimulation skincare uses mesenchymal stem cells. Mesenchymal stem cells are from the mesoderm, which is the middle of the development of the human body. A mesenchymal stem cell can actually be drawn from the bone marrow and has the potential to become these other types of cells. A fibroblast cell, important for skin. The stromal cell is a bone marrow cell. A muscle cell and cardiac muscle as well. The chondrocytes are for connective tissue, and the osteocytes are actually for bone. So you can see how versatile these types of cells are. The more potential a stem cell has, the more connective growth factors and signaling growth factors there are to help to, in this case, rejuvenate skin. These are called multipotent cells. The pioneer for this type of science was with SkinMedica, with Dr. Fitzpatrick and Dale Naughton, and they used a unipotent stem cell from a neonatal foreskin. A skin cell is a unipotent cell. It can only become another skin cell. Therefore, it is less potent, and provides fewer growth factors. So although this was initially where we started, we have evolved to the point where now we are using some of the most amazing stem cells from adults. These bone marrow cells and the mesenchymal cells, I should say, come from the bone marrow. And they're done in a procedure called a bone marrow aspiration. They're taken from the iliac crest on the pelvic bone. That's the thinnest area of bone on the human body. The cells are actually aspirated with a syringe. They're mixed with the blood cells and other cells at the time, and then the stem cells are isolated. At this point, the stem cells are placed in a highly nutritive solution, food for the cell, and they grow in this solution, in this media. They secrete matrix proteins and collagen into the media. Now the media is conditioned media, stem cell conditioned media. The stem cells are removed, these mesenchymal stem cells are removed and used for whatever research purposes that that lab is involved in. It is the conditioned media, the media, the nutritive solution that the cells are growing in that is used in the skincare products. This is not only nutrient-rich for the cells, but nutrient-rich for the skin, as well as providing all the proteins and growth factors needed, all the messaging molecules necessary to help the skin rejuvenate itself by stimulating the production of collagen and elastin. To actually help you understand where, what part of development these mesenchymal cells come from, this diagram shows, of course, the oocyte, which is the human egg. When fertilized, it becomes a morula and then a blastocyst. In the blastocyst is where we find the pluripotent stem cells. The next step in this process is that the messaging molecules and the growth factors and the proteins tell these pluripotent stem cells what to become. First, they become the endoderm, the mesoderm, and the ectoderm, the inside, middle, and outside of the human body. And then, lastly, they develop into the specific areas, the lung, the pancreas, the muscle, blood, bone, skin, brain, and teeth. So you can see the further away from the original egg, from the original source, the further out you get, the less potent the cells are. So we actually take ours from the mesoderm. That's why mesenchymal is from the mesoderm. So stem cells, we know, have a natural anti-aging capacity. The signaling molecules, growth factors, proteins, and peptides, and the amino acids help to revitalize skin. They actually recognize aging skin as skin that requires repair because their whole function now is to help to repair and heal the body. So they revitalize fibroblast activity, they increase collagen and elastin production, it helps to improve the cellular renewal, and helps to repair the DNA and RNA. So we know stem cells are important initially because they're responsible for human development. Later in life, they're a repair system for the body. These signaling proteins recognize aging skin as skin that needs to heal and be repaired. And this is how we restore youthfulness to aging and damaged skin. So we do not apply live human stem cells to the skin. The stem cells are cultured and processed in a media base. It is the signaling proteins that are contained in this media base, and mesenchymal stem cells provide a high natural concentration of these signaling proteins. So you've heard me mention signaling proteins, growth factors, signaling molecules, and so how are they directly affecting the skin? On every skin cell, there are what we call receptors. There's little notches all around the perimeter of the cell. When these messaging molecules, growth factors, peptides, and proteins bind or bond with the receptor on the cell, this is what activates the signaling pathways for collagen and elastin to form. Now, with using mesenchymal stem cells, because it's a highly potent type of source of stem cell, we get an abundance of these messaging proteins and signaling molecules. Therefore, we're connecting with not only more of the skin cells, but more of the receptors on the skin cells. So in simple terms, this is how it works. You see our little growth factor off to the right. This growth factor actually binds the notch on the skin cell, and once it sits in that notch, it starts the signaling pathways for collagen and elastin to form. So as simple as this looks, this is how it works. And the more of these proteins that you have available to the skin, delivered in a way that is bioavailable to the skin, which would be, of course, in the human-derived proteins, you'll get more of this type of activity, and consequently we get more collagen and elastin, which means we get firmer, tighter, more elastic skin. We also, as you heard me mention earlier, use a full panel of antioxidants in the skincare line. So we're not relying only on these stem cell proteins for the collagen and elastin production, but we're using the other things that we've learned over the last 20 years that's important for helping to strengthen and support our skin and to help it look more youthful. So what we've done is actually taken antioxidants because they are the best source of neutralizing free radicals. Free radicals are formed, obviously, from sun exposure, stress, smoking, and air pollution. So we know that they are actually out there and dangerous. A definition of a free radical is a roaming, electrically unbalanced molecule looking to bind with healthy cells, and this is what causes the cellular and DNA damage. So normally in life, in our bodies, we have every cell, every molecule, has 2 electrons, and there's an exchange of electrons that happens throughout the body constantly. A free radical only has 1 electron, and it is the roaming electrically unbalanced molecule because it only has 1 electron. When it comes in contact with a normal molecule that has 2 electrons, it snatches an electron from the normal molecule. The free radical becomes normal, and now the normal molecule becomes the free radical. And this snatching process is what causes many of the dysfunctions within the human body, including all the autoimmune diseases and, of course, skin aging. An antioxidant has 3 electrons, so it has an electron to give up. When the free radical comes in contact with the antioxidant, it steals one of the electrons. Now the free radical is normal and the antioxidant is normal because it has the normal 2 electrons. This giving up of this electron is called the neutralization of free radicals, and that's why antioxidants are so important. They're important for us to ingest. They're important for us to take into our bodies to help to minimize disease and to keep our immune function strong. However, less than 1% of what you ingest ever makes it to the skin, and that's why it's critically important that we use high-potency antioxidants in our skin care in a way that the skin can accept it and to neutralize these free radicals in the skin. Primarily, most of our antioxidants are stored in the epidermis, and as we age, these deplete. So we're looking to replace these antioxidants topically to keep our skin healthy and also to keep our bodies healthy. This is our founder, Lori Nicole, and these were pictures that were taken prior to the launch of the facial serum. And you can see these pictures were actually done about 5 years ago. Lori was probably 49 years old at the time. You can see how crepey and dry the tissue is around her eyes on day 1. And after a month, you can see how her skin has become more translucent and more hydrated. And by 1 year out, you can see her skin is tight and smooth and extremely hydrated. So this is the kind of result that you can expect. And this was only from the serum and the boost cream and the scrub. We hadn't even developed the eye treatment at this point. So keep in mind, when you're using your serum, you can go ahead and use it in the eye area and place the eye product, our Elevate Eye Cream, right on top of it. This woman had rosacea, and you can see after 3 weeks on stimulation with the facial serum, the boost cream, and the scrub, how her skin is totally improved. If you look closely at her forehead in the before picture, you can see a lot of hyperpigmentation. Not only do you see the redness, but you also see the skin starting to become black. You see deep nasolabial folds, easy for me to say, and deep marionette lines. And after 3 weeks, you can see how those are totally minimized, the marionette lines especially, and that her skin color is returned to normal and the pigmentation is returned to normal. Phenomenal. I love this picture. This young woman had acne, and acne is a little longer to get a hold of. It takes about 2 months to actually get the skin to respond fully, but as you can see, she had tremendous results after about 2 months. This is with the serum, the boost cream, our gel cleanser, and the scrub, and her skin actually is tremendously improved. So now we're talking about a product that helps to minimize pigment, although it doesn't really have any tyrosinase inhibitors to say. Also one that can take care of inflammation from acne and rosacea and helps to clear the skin. This woman has just typical aging skin issues, and by the way, these are all friends of Lori Nicole. These are not professionally done photos that were done in a laboratory setting as subjects for a study. These were personal friends of hers that she gave product to and asked them to use. So again, this is a 3-week turnaround. You can see the firmness in the ocular area, underneath the eyes, in the tear trough. You can see the nasolabial area has improved considerably. The texture, tone, and translucency of her skin has been returned. So it's pretty remarkable. This was a friend of Lori's who was in a bicycle accident where her handlebars got stuck on, I believe, the trailer hitch on the back of the truck, and the driver didn't know. And this is the inner part of her arm that drug on the asphalt. This is a 2nd-degree asphalt burn. So once the skin was healed enough where we didn't have to use Aquaphor on it anymore and you could actually use a serum, the serum was applied for 8 months. And the story from this woman is that she, when this accident happened, was planning for her daughter's wedding, and they were wearing strapless gowns, and she was distraught as she thought she would not be able to wear the gown that she had picked for her daughter's wedding. And when Lori arrived after reception, the woman waved her. This is the inside of her arm, the very soft, delicate tissue on the inside of the arm. And she was waving to Lori, and her arm was totally healed after using the facial serum to heal. So this is the healing benefits that you get from this type of treatment. This is what makes this particular facial serum great for your post-procedure use. After peels, after microdermabrasion, after laser treatments, after microneedling, because it actually speeds up the healing process and shortens any downtime. And this makes, of course, everyone happy. We did do a study where all the participants nearly were just blown away as to how their skin felt and looked. They said that they looked more young. They said their skin was smoother and tighter. And so it was very visual and tactile to these people after they were on these products for 8 weeks. What we can promise you from Stemulation Skincare is that we have a scientifically proven results. We work closely with Irvine Pharma out of Irvine, California. We get a lot of our data and support from UC Davis. We actually used a third-party study and proved that everyone that participated had improvement in their skin. We are considered clean clinical. As a matter of fact, we can thank Spa Care Group for taking us to the Green Spa Network. Unless we were clean clinical, we would not have been able to be featured there. We don't use any of the parabens or petroleum-based ingredients or artificial fragrances or any of what we call the dirty dozen are contained in our products. So we are considered clean clinical, which makes us perfect for the spa environment. We are channel exclusive to the spa industry. We really believe that that's where the support needs to be. Most of your other human-derived stem cell ingredient product lines have gone medical, and we have not, and that's because our roots are in the spa industry, and we will probably be the only human-derived stem cell protein brand at iSpa, because most of them will be going to the medical spas, and so this makes this more appropriate for the spa. We have a tremendous PR team. Our PR team actually is doing a great job of getting us on television. We've done some radio interviews. We have bloggers writing about us all the time. We actually have a lot of coverage in the television show actually that's coming out soon that is basically targeted at the over 55 market. So we've done a great job at recruiting people with our PR team to actually get the word out. Now the benefit to you, of course, is that the more brand recognition we have, the more your customers, as they come in, will recognize that the brand is on your shelf. We also provide training and marketing support. Anytime that you need to have a trainer, either we can do it by webinar. Depending on the size of the account, we can actually go out and do training in person. We can break up the training if you have a number of estheticians and do it in 2 separate sessions, 2 separate days. We're very flexible to make sure that you get the training and support you need. In addition to that, we are in the midst of creating an education platform where you will be able to have your staff go on at any time and learn more things about the brand and more of the talking points to actually speak more clearly and comfortably with their client base. This will be an incentivized program. We will incentivize the spa to actually make sure that their staff goes on to these programs and actually learn so they can help with the sell-through process. We also will incentivize the esthetician or your front desk by giving them products as a reward for actually tuning into the education platform. So we're very excited about this program. It will launch at iSpa. We also, Lori has started what's called the Footprint Foundation, which is a philanthropic organization that helps women, in particular, homeless women, battered women, and their children. And then we also will make a promise to you that we will always be progressive. We are going to be reevaluating and actually improving the brand as we go along. We will not be a brand with 100 SKUs. We're going to keep the brand fairly small and tight to avoid any confusion or redundancy within the line. And we would love to have your feedback and suggestions for things that we could add as we grow. These are the stimulation products, and I will say in advance that we have done some new product packaging, and I will point to those as we go through the product. This is the hero of the line. This is our facial serum. I want you to actually take a look at the ingredient list on the left. We have a common theme with our aloe vera base and the antioxidant complexes. And these are consistent throughout the brand. Now, the facial serum has not only these antioxidants, but this has the human stem cell conditioned media with all of the growth factors and the proteins. In addition, we have added some very high-level peptides to help with supporting the skin and collagen renewal. We use a stabilized vitamin C. Vitamin C has the tendency to oxidize, and as it oxidizes, it loses potency, so we have selected a stabilized vitamin C. We use niacinamide for helping to lighten and brighten the skin, as well as providing oxygen and vitamin D3. And then the tan color in the serum and the other ingredients you will see is the coffee Arabica extract. So the coffee extract gives it that slight tan color, but it's very, very powerful as an antioxidant. This is the Boost Cream. This has recently changed. The new Boost Cream is in an airless tube. The jar we know was not perfect because people would put their fingers in the jar and then it would become contaminated. So we have transitioned to an airless tube. It is our pretty blue silver tube, and it of course dispenses in a titrated amount, so you will also get the correct amount to apply to your skin. Again, notice that this is an aloe vera base with the antioxidant complex and a number of outstanding peptides, the stem glucan, the stem peptide 222, the Regulage, again, niacinamide, and additionally vitamin B5 for hydration. This is what helps to drive the stem cell proteins into the skin because it has a 2.5% lactic acid content. And the AHAs, we know, actually help with penetration. This is a 3-carbon molecule, the lactic acid molecule. Glycolic acid is a 2-carbon molecule. It is slightly smaller but more irritating. Lactic acid is considered very mild and provides hydration as well as slight exfoliation and the ability to help the stem cell proteins get into the epidermis. The Elevate Eye Cream, now I'm going to go back one. The Boost Cream does not contain the stem cell protein. This helps to drive the stem cell protein. So the Boost Cream does not contain it. However, the Elevate Eye Cream does. This has the human stem cell conditioned media. And again, you'll see the aloe vera base and the antioxidant complex. We also use several of the peptides in this, as well as an excellent moisturizer humectant called Hydrolyte 5. This product is designed primarily for puffiness and dark circles and collagen building in the eye area. Very mild and can be used all the way around the eye, on the eyelid as well. And it is very, very hydrating and helps to maintain the skin firmness throughout the day. Our Gentle Facial Cleanser is just that. As I spoke of earlier, Lori has very dry, sensitive skin due to her medical condition. And so the gel cleanser was kind of an interesting choice. However, most people prefer a gel cleanser. In the day, we would use a gel cleanser for oily skin and a cream or milky cleanser for drier skin. And for people that had drier skin, didn't necessarily feel squeaky clean and that their skin was totally cleansed. So by developing a gentle gel cleanser using an alternative to other surfactants that are commonly on the market that are not conducive to being gentle. In other words, your sodium lauryl sulfate and sodium lauryl sulfate can be very harsh and irritating. So we discovered and a surfactant that's in the family, but very, very mild and light on the skin. So we can get a nice gentle cleanse and the skin does not feel tight and dry and stripped. Again, notice the aloe vera base. The Daily Microderm Facial Scrub, and this packaging has changed as well. It's in the our signature blue color. This uses diatomaceous earth as the mild abrasive in the product. Diatomaceous earth is from fossilized diatoms or fossilized algae. That, in other words, it comes from a very ancient source and is in a powder form, and it actually cleans very gently and mildly. It can be used daily. So that's how gentle it is. And it does have a mild surfactant in it, so it can be used as a cleanser and a scrub all in one. This is great for the face and the body. So if you know anyone or you happen to have keratosis pilaris, the little bumps on the backs of your arms, this is amazing for that. Again, note the aloe vera and the antioxidant complex. This is our AHA toner. It uses a 5% lactic acid base. The use of toners has declined over the last several years. Most people didn't understand why you should use it. However, a toner prepares the skin to receive the benefits of every other product that's applied to the skin. It helps to take the acid mantle of the skin back to where it needs to be at a 4.5, 5.5 pH. when you wash your face and then you apply water to rinse it, water is a neutral pH, it's between a 6 and a 7, so it raises the pH of your skin and makes your skin resistant to receiving benefits from other products. If you use a toner, it actually takes the pH back to a normal level, and anything you apply afterwards penetrates and functions at a much higher level. So in addition to the lactic acid, we have some witch hazel and some cucumber extract, which are both and astringent base, and then again the aloe vera and the antioxidant complex. This is one of our newer products. This is called High Impact. This uses a new form of hyaluronic acid, which binds water to the skin 5 times better than our original sodium hyaluronate. This is a clear serum. It also uses epidermal growth factors and vitamin C. And this is for those that need additional hydration as well as would like to have a little additional plumping around the eye area and the upper lip. However, it can be used all over the whole face. It needs to be used very sparingly because a little goes a long way, and you need just a very thin veil on the skin to be able to appreciate its benefits. And it can be layered right with the serum. You put this on first, put the serum on, and then your boost cream, but use very small quantities. This is Rescue Repair, and this originally was designed as a hand and body treatment for rough elbows and knees and other highly calloused areas of the body. We've learned since then that it's actually better to use this as a neck cream as well, because the 8% lactic acid in this formulation helps with exfoliation and also with tightening the skin. We have some of our accounts that tell us they are using it as a night cream as well. So the next production of this will say Rescue Repair only, and we're taking the hand and body reference off because it's not necessary. This can be used wherever and however you want to use it. This is almost more like a serum itself. It's a little heavier than a serum, but it's not quite a lotion, but it is very, very effective and penetrates very quickly on the skin. Our Relance Body Lotion, this is totally unique to Stemulation Skincare. There is no one else in the industry that is using a body lotion that contains both the human stem cell cultured media as well as lactic acid. So this helps to retexturize the skin as well as tighten and firm those areas as we age that tend to get kind of loose. So in my past experience, we were always asked, I would like to have a body lotion because I really feel there are other areas of my body rather than just my face that needs this type of support. And now we have it. And this is a very popular product and perfect for use as soon as you step out of the shower. Again, this is another great treatment for keratosis pilaris. This is one of our professional products. This is professional only. This is our facelift mask. This uses the Sinac peptide, which is based on the study of the temper snake venom that helps to tighten and freeze. So we call our treatment that uses this the red carpet treatment because you are ready for the red carpet when you've had this treatment done. This provides that instant wow that our clients and patients like to have when they're done with the treatment, so that the skin actually looks refreshed and tight and firm. And, of course, they're red carpet ready for a wedding or photos or a big party. It's an event treatment that is extremely, extremely effective. When we use this in the treatment protocol, we apply the Rescue Repair first, massage that into the skin so you get some great exfoliation and retexturizing, and then the mask goes over it for 10 minutes or better. Drench will launch this week. Hopefully some of you received our pre-launch information. This is a deep hydration moisturizer. We are constantly asked about something that will provide additional moisture. It does not have a sunscreen, so it can be used both day and night, or day or night, whatever your choice would be. It has some amazing hydrators, and again, the algae-based hyaluronic acid, so it really binds moisture to the skin without being heavy or greasy. And you'll see this soon. You'll start getting more information about this. Just so you know, we have some featured partners so that you know you're in a good standing and in good company. We have the Waldorf Astoria in Orlando. Thank you very much, Valerie, who's on the call with us. We have the Park Hyatt in New York and the Island Spa in Catalina. We also, more locally in the Southern California area, have the Spa Sporting Club, which is in La Jolla, California. We have Mandala Spa in Encinitas, California. Soon to have the Hilton in the Carlsbad area of San Diego, and so on. So we are really actually getting some really nice new accounts, and for you this means that there's great support from other partners that you may have. We are working with the Hyatt Playa del Carmen, the Ritz-Carlton Philadelphia, which should happen fairly soon, and several others are actually up on the radar currently. And this is some of the PR that we've had. We've been in some featured beauty magazines as well as beauty blogs, and that's seen in other types of commercials and television. I want to thank you all for joining us today. It has been a pleasure to spend time with you, and please let us know if there's anything we can do for you. You can contact me directly at 619-438-3554, or you can reach me at L as in Linda, Nelson@Stemulation.com. That's lnelson@Stemulation.com, or on my cell phone, 619-438-3554. Thanks so much, and I hope you have a great day. Melanie, would you like to add anything?
Well, I think most everyone on the call has my contact information, but just in case, if you'd like to reach me directly, I'm Melanie@spacaregroup.com, and our 800 number, which is forwarded to my office phone, is 877-778-1686, and my mobile number is 917-842-3049. Thank you, everyone, for your time today, and we look forward to speaking with you personally.
Thank you. Goodbye.